שמואל, אורה דבורה בת שמואל, אסתר רבקה בת אברהם, מוניקה בת פני, מנחם מנדל בן אלחנן. רוח השם תנחם בגן עדן. You know, there was the uncle of Rabbi Tzadka. Rabbi Tzadka was a Rosh Yeshiva of Pored Yosef. Chacham Yehuda Tzadka. His uncle was a great Chacham. And before I tell you what happened with him, I'm just going to tell you that in this week's parasha, we're talking about Yaakov Avinu, that he traveled and he crossed all Israel. He crossed even Syria and he got to Iraq. And then he realized, 1 second, I got until here and I didn't pray in Ma'arat HaMachpelah. In Har HaMoriah, I'm sorry, yeah? I didn't pray there. Says the Torah, the Borei Olam did a miracle. He did a U-turn. Kavtza alav derech. Automatically, he find himself in Har HaMoriah praying. Beautiful. Right? What the Torah wants to teach me with this story. Rabotai, I'm not Yaakov Avinu. I don't know about you. I'm not Yaakov Avinu. And I don't think that Borei Olam is going to make me jump to Israel tomorrow. You know, I have to take a flight. What's the whole purpose of the Torah by teaching me and by telling me that Yaakov Avinu had kefitzat derech? So I was telling you about the uncle of Chacham Tzadka. All his life, he was trying to pray always Netz Hama Shacharit. He was praying in Netz every morning. Now, Baruch Hashem, whoever prays in Netz, that's the best tefillah for Shacharit, like the Shulchan Aruch writes. And he have a lot of merits. And this rabbi, all his life, he never missed a minyan in Netz. One day, he had to be in Tel Aviv, and I'm talking about maybe 50 years ago, 60 years ago. Tel Aviv back then is not Tel Aviv of today. And to find a minyan Netz in Tel Aviv, that was a whole project. They told him there is one minyan that they pray Netz in all the city of Tel Aviv, but you will have to walk an hour and a half to get there. So of course, well, what's even the question? Netz is Netz. He said that he woke up in the morning and he started to walk. Now it's an old man, over 70, walking in the middle of the darkness, in the middle of Tel Aviv, an hour and a half. He started to walk, 10 minutes walk, and then he hears some noise. Not only hear noise, there is some lights from one of the buildings, and he hears singing. He hears the songs, Brit Milah. There is a Brit Milah in one of the houses. For Netz. Starting before Netz to do the Brit Milah, the preparation to do the Brit Milah. He looks what's going on over there. And then, one of the guys that is inside the apartment, he realizes there is a rabbi outside. He goes and says, please, Rabbi, come in. We need you. We need you. You are Asiri Kodesh. You're the 10th. Rabotai, the rabbi entered. Who was mechubad also by Sandak. And they give him everything. I think it was Sandak. Anyway. They pray Shacharit Netz, and after Shacharit Netz, they did the Brit Milah. By the way, the Halakha writes that Zrizim Magdimim LeMitzvot, Zrizim, and therefore, whenever you have an option to fulfill a mitzvah, you should do it right away. Especially by Brit Milah. Why especially by Brit Milah? We'll learn from Avraham Avinu. When Borei Olam told Avraham Avinu to do the Brit Milah, Avraham Avinu didn't wait it. Right away he started. Early in the morning. Therefore, also it's a mitzvah. However, if there is a person that, family issues, It's going to be too hard to bring the whole family for netz. So that's another question, and it's mutar to push it for a little bit later. Anyway, when they finish the Brit Milah and they finish everything, one of the students of the rabbi that was living in Tel Aviv says, let me tell you, I live in Tel Aviv all my life. And in all Tel Aviv, there was never a minyan or netz besides that shul. No such thing. When I saw what happened to my rabbi, I jumped to him and asked him, Rabbi, how come? You know what he answered? He told me, I want you to remember this concept, that whenever you're holding for a mitzvah, and the mitzvah is so important for you, and you're ready to do whatever is possible to get the mitzvah, but you don't have to go, but Olam is going to come to you. What's the proof? Yaakov Avinu. From where do we know this concept? Yaakov Avinu. That he passed Haraboni and he forgot to pray. He got already to Iraq. He passed Syria, he passed all, and he got to Iraq. And then he remembered. So, oh my gosh, I didn't pray. He decided to do what? A U-turn. He doesn't care. I'm going back. He loved so much the concept of making tefillah in such a holy place. He said, I'm going back. He just decided to go back, but I want to help him out. There was a Jew. He was living outside Eretz Israel. But every time that he was coming to Yerushalayim, Mir HaKodesh, to Eretz Israel, he took upon himself, not to sleep outside Jerusalem. There is, according to the Hasidut and the Kabbalah, it's good. There was a rabbi, his name was Chacham Eliashiv. You probably heard about him. Chacham Eliashiv, Chacham Yosef, Shalom Eliashiv, Anav Shalom. He never sleep outside Yerushalayim. Never. He was, even though he have his son-in-law of Chaim Kanevsky, Badel Chaim Tovim in Bnei Brak, and he was going to visit him, and he have another son-in-law, Rabbi Zilberstein, also in Bnei Brak. Every time that he was going, every time he was coming back to Jerusalem to sleep. It's something special. Right? So there was this rabbi, they used to live outside Eretz Israel, I don't know which country. But every time that he was coming to Israel, he was sleeping in Jerusalem. Since the one time, he was invited for a certain, and I'm talking years ago, he was invited to a certain simcha. He finished the simcha, he went to the bus station, and just before he got the bus station, the bus passed. Now, Rabbi, it's not like today that every 15 minutes, half an hour maximum. I'm talking about, yeah. You remember? An hour and a half until you will get the other bus. The problem was that back then, they had, especially in between one city and another, they have very limited buses. There was maybe 2 to 3 times a day the bus, and he missed the last one. He missed the last one. Now he took on himself not to sleep outside of Jerusalem. He says, you know what? He says to the Baal Habayit, thank you very much. He took his package, whatever, and he went out. No taxi. No taxi. He started to walk. So where are you walking? So I'm walking to Jerusalem. Says, yeah, Hacham, you're going to get, not tomorrow. 3 days later, what are you talking about? Right? At least I'm not going to fall asleep. If I stay here, I'm going to fall asleep. I'm walking. He started to walk to Jerusalem. 20 minutes pass, and then there is a car stop by. He says, Rabbi, where are you going? He says, I'm going to Jerusalem. The guy couldn't believe. What do you mean, you're walking to Jerusalem? The rabbi says, where are you going? He says, to Jerusalem. Yalla, come in. He took him until the house that he was looking for. Then the rabbi said, if I was taking the bus or waiting for it, so the bus was taking me to Tahana Merkazit, and then from Tahana Merkazit, I don't know which type of buses I have to get until I will get to the house. But when I show to Borei Olam that I love a mitzvah and I'm ready to do whatever it's needed to fulfill the mitzvah, but Olam comes to you. Rabotai, that's a yesod in every single mitzvah that you will do. The Gemara writes, Asa mitzvah achat, person who does one mitzvah, kana lo praklit echad, right? He gets a special angel. And this angel, it will give him the key to Olam Haba. So one time, somebody asked me, and he said, Rabbi, which mitzvah is that? Which mitzvah? I saw in the Mefarshim that it's brought down. That doesn't matter which mitzvah it is. It matters how much you're ready to give for it. A person can fulfill all the 613 mitzvot. And when he will go up to Shamayim, there is only one mitzvah that is going to cause him to go into Gan Eden. Which mitzvah? The mitzvah that he was ready to do whatever it's possible to fulfill the mitzvah. That's why the bracha that we say on Limud Torah, it's V'ha'arev na Hashem Elokeinu et divrei Toratecha befinu. What's V'ha'arev? Give me a good flavor. Give me a good, let me get connected to the mitzvah of Limud Torah. Because, what? Arvut also. Rabotai, the concept of doing a mitzvah, 100%. But let me tell you one more idea. And with this, I'm going to try to close up. We find in the parasha, very strange person. Very strange one. This guy, Lavan, white, was on the outside. Inside, the opposite. Rasha. Lavan, we said, right, the only thing white is his name. Anyway, Lavan, we said it every Pesach. Yeah? That Lavan bikesh la'akor et hakol. He wanted to take out from the roots all of Am Yisrael. What's the story of Lavan? You're going to hear something, it's crazy. And again, Rabotai, the whole point of this parashiot is to think, what's the connection in between them and us? So listen. Lavan, Chachamim are teaching us that when Yaakov Avinu came to his house, Lavan realized that all the parnasah that he's getting is in merit of Yaakov Avinu. Nihashti, says the pasuk. Vayvarecheni Hashem biglalecha. I know, says Lavan to Yaakov, the Borei Olam is giving me parnasah only thanks to you. By the way, it wasn't only Lavan that knew that. All of the people of what's his name? Haran, they knew that all the beracha comes from Yaakov. From where I know that? Listen up. Why do you think that Lavan decided to change Rachel and to put Leah instead? Yeah? He changed it. For what? Give him. Ay. Not because Lavan is a tzaddik right now, the oldest one. Chachamim are teaching us that the people of Haran came to Lavan and they told him, Lavan, we need to do a meeting. Financial meeting. What's the meeting? He says, listen, Habibi, you're about to get to marry your daughter, Rachel, to Yaakov. He's going to get the girl, he's going to kiss from here. He doesn't need you. He came here to get married and to go back to his parents. We must stop him. We must do something that he will stay here. Says Lavan, don't worry. I have the way. He took Leah instead of Rachel. Once Yaakov came back to Lavan and he says, Mazod, wow, what he did? He says, no, Mimkomenu, our places, we have our customs, don't change the minhag. Now what? Now promise me 7 years, you're going to get the second one. And Lavan was able to stop and to have Yaakov Avinu for an extra seven years. Rabotai, all this, Lavan appreciating Yaakov Avinu. He knew that Yaakov Avinu, it's not a joke. Yaakov Avinu is a special person that thanks to him, all the berakah of the whole country is coming. Right? Now listen what happened at the end. Yaakov Avinu leaves, or he escaped, whatever you want to call it. Lavan runs after him. It gets him. And then he says the following words. Abanim banai. Ve'atzon tzoni. Your kids are my kids. Your belongings are mine. V'chol asher, all what do you have? Lihu. Ya habibi. You fight to make Yaakov to stay by you because you knew that the parnasah is only because of him. Now what happened? Now you're changing? Ma kara lecha? Why? How come a person can be talking one type of things all his life and all of a sudden he change it? You know what's the yesod? The answer is that when a person, all what he's looking is for his own benefit, he can trick himself, he can lie himself, he can do whatever it's needed to gain to himself. When Lavan was needing Yaakov is Tzaddik Yesod Olam. When Yaakov leaves and Lavan understands that that's it, it's over, the good years are over, are done, everything belongs to me. Rabotai, I don't want to enter to politics because it's not my area, but you can see it in our politics in Israel. You have all type of ministers that they were the ones all the time with the religious stuff. Even though they weren't religious, their miflaga, I don't know how to say miflaga, their party was all the time supporting the religious parties. All of a sudden, things are changing. They're ready to sit with the Arabs, not to sit with the religious. How come? How a person can make such a changement? What's the answer? The answer is that when a person looks only for his own wealth, doesn't matter what's the ideology. All what he cares is about his own place, his own kavod. And Rabotai, we don't have to go to politics. Let's talk about ourselves. If I go and I see how my neighbor is making an extension, without asking permission, automatically, hatuf. This guy, shame on him, is making, And when I'm doing the extension without asking permission, and there is somebody that complains, what do I say in my mind? What a tzad ayin. What a bad eye this guy have. What a stingy guy. What he cares. Right? Or when you had to park your car in double line. When you don't have to park it, everything is legitimate. Right? You need to. And if there is somebody that is going to hang, you're going to look at him, come down. But when that happened to somebody else, and somebody else was parking in your spot, how we scream. What do we do? That's exactly what Lavan is coming to teach us. Don't be Lavan. Don't be the Lavan outside. Be Lavan inside. Toho kevaro. Try to be the same person. Don't look only about your wealth. Try to look what's the goal, the real reason why we're here. Rabotai, it's a very hard thing. But Ma'aseh Avot Siman Labanim, all of these parashiot are coming to teach us things for today. For today. Just want to finish up. And I told you that story in the past. But I think it's very important. I had a friend in yeshiva. This friend was doing all the effort never to miss one prayer with the minyan. All the efforts. One night, we went to a wedding. We came back. He didn't pray out of it. We were sleeping in the same room. We got to the apartment. We prepared to go to sleep. Pajamas, brushing the teeth. I believe it was 2:30 a.m. We came very late. He's about to say Kriyat Shema al Hamita, and then Shema Yisrael. Whoa! He remembers that he didn't pray out of it.
It happened to me last month.
He remembered that he didn't pray out of it. Now, Rabotai, our yeshiva was in Jerusalem, in a neighborhood that it's called Mekor Baruch. Mechor Baruch is in between Geula, you know Geula, and Shuk Machane Yehuda.
Yes, yes, yes.
There is a shul, it's called Zichron Moshe. You know Zichron Moshe? Zichron Moshe, it's a shul, you know it? Zichron Moshe. So Zichron Moshe, they have minyanim 24/7.
Yes.
One after the other, one after the other, one after the other. Shteiblach. My friend looks at me, I look at him, I look at my watch, 2:30, and the guy doesn't even, he goes inside, he changed all his clothing. He was exhausted. I know, Rabotai, he was dead. He changed all his garments, and he went to pray Arvit. Rabotai, all of the friends, they get such a musar. How a person, for tefillah b'minyan, is ready to work on himself, and even though he's tired, to go to Rabotai, this boy became one of the most hashuvim in the yeshiva. Not only that, all of the room guys, they do such a musar, they started to pray only with minyanim. What one person can do, only when he looks for the emet. Not for my emet, for the real emet. Not for my well, not for my needs, for what's Borei Olam looking for me. Whenever a person is ready to go with the emet, only beracha can come to the person. Not only for the person, but also for the people that are surrounding him. So Yiratzon Borei Olam will help us to take the advantage to be emet. Titen emet leYaakov, then chesed leAvraham. If there is emet, there is chesed automatically. If Am Yisrael are going to work with emet, Borei Olam is going to bring the chesed to each one of us. Baruch Adonai Le'olam, amen ve'amen.